Later this week will mark 20 years since the terrorist attacks that brought down the World Trade Center in New York City. It destroyed parts of the Pentagon and brought a plane down in Pennsylvania. And as the mission to move out of Afghanistan on the 20th anniversary fills up our news feeds, we're taking a look back at how that fateful day affected our nation for nearly 2 decades. Here's Team 12's Joe Dana.
On that terrible morning, I was in Flagstaff, working for a small TV station inside the building behind me. The TV station no longer exists. It was the early morning shift as we watched the images unfold from New York.
We're looking at live pictures of the Pentagon.
That tower just came down.
And we do not know for sure who is responsible.
We decided to first take our camera to a place where a lot of people go when they have questions: a church.
Certainly you have mixed emotions.
That was Steve Jackson the morning of 9/11, attending an impromptu church service. This is Steve today.
It just doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
When I interviewed you, you said you wanted justice.
To make sure that the right people are made accountable.
As an American, do you feel justice was done?
I do. I feel that when they took Osama bin Laden out, I think it was a big celebration.
On that morning, the pastor offered another message, an appeal to love.
There will be anger, there will be hate. That's part of it, but see, they can't let that control them.
You know, I would wear tie-dye.
Today, Father Gary Regula ministers in Phoenix, still known among some as the tie-dye priest. We'll go back in the time machine.
Yes. Everyone came together.
As you look at those images and think about the unity that was among so many people, do you long for that again?
Oh, of course. And we see glimpses of it. We have to come back, in a sense, to a deeper connection with our faith. That sense of love, loving one another.
9/11 challenged us on how we would treat people who are Muslim.
Right.
How do you feel we've done?
There are, sadly, some extremists. And then we sometimes label then a whole community. It was a time where I needed to learn. I, realized that there's more written in the Quran about Mary, who we say is the mother of God, than is in the Gospels.
I had worked there a year and a half.
Mark Sparks was with me as a photographer, behind the camera that day.
People in Flagstaff, they felt sad, they felt concerned. People were nervous to fly. It was about people trying to comfort each other. And then eventually it became about people protesting the war.
I think of this as a whirlwind morning for sure, because we're trying to figure out what's happening to our country. And then personally, between me and you, we would have just met that morning.
Yeah,
right?
like when we went to that church, it was we'd probably met you like an hour before or something.
It was sheer coincidence. The morning of 9/11 was my very first day working as a professional journalist. I was 3 days removed from college, and I had no idea how the world was about to be transformed.
As you know, you got plunged in that first day to the biggest news day in our lifetime.
Some serious retaliation. That is my 9/11 story, and it's reporting on our military servicemen and women in the years since.
Bye, Dad!
That has been both inspiring.
They said, "We'll see you, Mom."
And humbling. If someone would have told this young reporter 9/11 would lead to 2 long wars, one lasting nearly 20 years, he wouldn't have believed it. Joe Dana, 12 News.